Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. I'm honored to be connecting in with you. And today I have found that I'm being pulled lots of directions, and I don't know if any of you are feeling that as well. There seems to continue to be an acceleration and a pulling and a tendency I'm finding sometimes to let the day run me instead of remembering to stop, to pause, to take a breath, to center, and to choose to be mindful and purposeful in how I spend my time, how we spend our time and our energy. And I've discovered that the key to transformation, to overcoming, to finding that deeper meaning and purpose and vibrancy and kind of living life in all its colors is remembering to slow down, to be present, to tap deeply into those things that are supportive of you, to remind you of what's meaningful, what's important, what matters to you. It's not all that noise. It's not all that busyness, all those things that can pull us. Sometimes the greatest thing we can do is stop, slow down, be present, listen, and receive. And I'm celebrating that you have decided to lean in, to be present today, to carve this time out for you to receive. We're committed to coming alongside you, to supporting you, and to being open to how we're being led to pour into you, to support and empower you on your journey, to have that meaning and purpose in your life, to help you overcome and thrive. If there's transformation and growth that you're seeking, to come alongside you and support you in that. Because here's the thing, life is not a solo journey. We get to be on the journey together. I'm very excited about our guests that are joining us today. You are going to love their heart, their spirit, their energy, the things they're up to in the world and what they're leaning into to bring to you today. And one of the biggest gifts I believe they're bringing, and that you are bringing too, is the gift of you, the gift of being present, the gift of connecting and letting everything else fade away as we have this time together, because there's a reason and a purpose for it. There's a reason you tuned in today. And I know that's because there's something here for you. And I want you to receive everything that is available to you. And that means you want to choose to be present, not multitasking, not just kind of here technically half listening, but truly present, open. You get to stop doing for a little while and receive and let the information, the insight, the wisdom that's pouring into you, perhaps from us, perhaps from within you, when you stop to slow down and listen and process and receive. Be open to all that is to come. Open your ears to hear, your heart to receive, your mind to explore new options, new possibilities to support you on your journey. Beautiful. Let's take a moment to connect in as we come present, become more and more present. Take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, like through a straw. Eyes closed, you're absolutely safe. And just taking a moment to slow down, breathe, bringing oxygen to every cell in your body, breathing in what serves, releasing what no longer does. Beautiful. Creating space to receive. And in this quietness, let's take a moment and feel in. What is it you need today to support you on your journey? What is it that will encourage you, empower you? What do you need? Real time. That you are willing to receive because you have choice. So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? Beautiful. Receive that information. Let's take a breath, come back into the room. Eyes open, fully present, and as you become present, eyes open, take a moment and write down what was laid on your heart. There's a reason that was bubbling up. And isn't it beautiful? We don't have to figure out the solution or the how or exactly how it's going to come. We can be open to receiving, to being wonderfully surprised at the unexpected way that need shifted or moved forward. We get to be on the lookout. And by writing it down, you're starting to bring it forward into reality, not swirling around in you, but available. And you can keep it top of mind so we don't miss the answer because of shiny objects. We can keep it top of mind and lean in and look forward to what will be revealed. Beautiful. We're going to go around our virtual room here, and I'm going to have each of our guests just take 10 seconds, 15 seconds short, little share of when they took a moment to stop, pause, and listen what was laid on their heart. So with that, Mary, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Yeah, thank you for that, Rebecca. What was laid on my heart was how important it is to take a moment to myself in a busy life with lots going on. It's so easy to forget. And I just felt so much gratitude in my whole body listening to that and being able to engage in that moment of time by myself and just to connect with my breath. So thank you for that.
Absolutely. I love that. And I'm glad. I know it served me too, because I know I've been pulled lots of directions today. So it's always great to have that time to pause and just let all that fade away and really connect in. So beautiful. Thank you for your share. And I'm glad that moment to connect with self served. Beautiful. And how about you, Dr. Sharon? What was laid on your heart?
Well, rest, just the idea of resting. And sometimes when we rest, we put so much emphasis on the fact that we need to rest that it creates even more energy just to do it. And when you were doing that exercise, it was just a season of rest. You don't have to schedule it, just do it. Just take that moment every day to just find a peaceful time to rest and rest in the day, so the day can be ordered for you instead of you chaotically trying to order it yourself.
I love that you can allow it to fall into order by creating.
Absolutely.
And I love that, a season of rest. I love that phrase, within the day. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Well, listeners, we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And here's a secret insider tip. These breaks are designed on purpose. They're actually here to support you. We've built in 2-minute moments disguised as commercials throughout the show. Absolutely information updates we want you to be aware of and we think will serve you. But secondly, it carves out these 2-minute moments to be present. These seasons of rest, these opportunities to have a moment to connect with yourself and listen, receive, breathe, and integrate what serves you on a cellular level. Use these 2 minutes for you, and we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
A Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. An opportunity to be present, connect with yourself, with your breath. Have that little built-in season of rest. Perhaps it's a moment to plug in and see what's bubbling up and have that awareness of those things that matter to you. So carving out, creating space and time for that. Well, I'm excited to continue our conversation as we're talking about transformation and meaning. How do we overcome and thrive in life? How do we lean into that transformation in a powerful and positive way? Very excited to introduce our first amazing guest. You got to hear from her a little bit in the opening segment where she was talking about, feeling in and having that moment for self. It's my pleasure to introduce Mary Beauchamp to you. Her deepest intention is to set people free, to live meaningful and integrated and empowered lives. She spends most of her time traveling and is on a global mission to offer natural solutions for self-healing and vibrancy. Please lean in and warmly welcome the dynamic and talented Mary Beauchamp to the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rebecca. It's really nice to be here.
You are so welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here, and I'm excited about some of the amazing things that you're up to. I feel like I have an insider perspective that we're going to be sharing with the world today, so it's exciting to get to reveal some of the amazing things that you're doing and we can look forward to. But before we get into the big reveal, I'd love for you to share a little bit about this work that you're doing of helping people find natural solutions for self-healing and vibrancy and this importance of integration. Why is this work so important to you?
Yeah, well, this work is so important to me because I know that people need to understand that they can take control of their health, that they're not simply a victim of their genetic code or their ailment or illness that their parents or grandparents had, that there is so much that we can do. And there's so many ways we can actually take action to prevent, reverse, and heal our own bodies with our mind fully integrated and in alignment with what our desires are. So that is one of the things that I'm very passionate about after being a registered nurse for 25 years now or more. I've just seen a lot of people who are struggling with their health. And so that is why I brought forth this message in my forthcoming book.
I love that. With over 25 years experience and just in the nursing space and field, seeing so much, and that we don't need to be a victim to our quote unquote genetic makeup kind of thing, that we really can take control of our health and move forward in a powerful, integrated way. I love that, because one of the things I love about your work is this mind, body, spirit, like you bring all of it together. They're not just these separate pieces that you address, but they all connect and come together. So I'm very excited about that. And I love how you've started to reveal that there's a forthcoming book that we are very, very excited about. I'd love for you to share what this book's about and the title of it, and why you wanted to bring it forward. Why were you called to share it with the world?
Yeah. Well, it was really just to memorialize my message that I've been delivering to many of my clients for many, many years as a private health coach and in the healthcare industry, as well as a registered nurse and other health-related things that I've been doing for many years. So I wanted to deliver that message to a wider audience. And I wanted to offer people a formula for self-discovery so that they could unlock their body's innate wisdom to heal itself. And this means being able to listen, just like you brought up at the beginning, to what our body is telling us, and learning to understand the language of our biochemistry and knowing how to interpret our body's messages. So regardless of what the dietary guidelines, the media, or even our doctors are suggesting, we have the tools within us to know what it is that we need to do if we just have access to this information. So I have this formula for helping people learn the language of their metabolism and to communicate the right information to their biochemistry that I wanted to offer people, specifically their metabolism. So to achieve the health outcomes that people desire, this is such a critical piece of understanding the messages our body's giving us and how to relay the appropriate and accurate messages back to our body so that it can do the job of healing itself.
Powerful. I was taking notes as you were sharing. I love why you've brought the book forward and so much of what you are including in it, and really this being able to unlock the body's understanding its language, how it can heal itself, how that's just so profound and important that we can discover what our body is saying to us and be able to listen, measure, communicate, and work with it in a powerful way from metabolism on, so that it can heal and be fully present with us and us fully present with it. So I'm very excited. So do you mind sharing the title of your forthcoming book?
Yes, the title of my forthcoming book is called Radical Health Makeover, The Science and Spirituality of Self-Healing.
Beautiful. And when will it be released?
It's going to be released on May 11th, just in a couple of weeks.
I know are you excited?
Oh, yeah. This has been a long time coming. I think I've been writing for over 10 years. So I'm very, very excited to have this coming to fruition and completion. It's thrilling.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's so exciting. And I'm just honored to have you on the show, that we get to have you on so close to launch, because I know that's a busy, intense time. So I appreciate you being available, and I'm very excited about the book. So I encourage everyone, there's a reason I asked her to share the title and to share the date that it's going to be released. So hopefully you heard Radical Health Makeover. It's kind of the main title, which is a beautiful subtitle as well, but sometimes we're grasping the shorter piece. So Radical Health Makeover. And do you mind sharing the subtitle for those who like all the details?
Yes, The Science and Spirituality of Self-Healing.
Beautiful. Love how you're tying those together. And it's going to be available on May 11th. And the reason that date's important is, one, the book is now available and out in the world, but two, she's going to be offering it for a special rate of $1.99 for the first 24, maybe 48 hours. So for those of you who like a deal and you like to be able to add valuable resources like this to your library, I encourage you to mark that date on your calendar and watch. We're going to be posting and sharing it out in media. I had an opportunity to read an advanced copy of this powerful book, and it shifted the way I think about things. It deeply impacted me and empowered me, and I believe it will do the same for all of you. So I really encourage those of you who are looking to have that powerful dynamic relationship with your body, with your health, really lean into checking this book out on May 11th. I know it will serve you deeply, and take advantage of that special rate. We're going to have time at the end of the show where I have Mary share her contact information and ways you can get on her list so that you can connect at deeper levels with her. But for right now, it's great to mark that date on your calendar. And for those of you who are visual out there, Mary, I'd love for you to describe the cover so they can recognize it when they're looking and watching for it.
Okay, yeah. It's on the cover, there's a picture of a broken plate, a shattered plate on the cover. It's very dynamic, and I feel it really tells a story. For me, the cover image of the shattered plate symbolizes the need, really, that we all have to break out of our old patterns of eating. And in order to do that, it means that we first have to break our old patterns of thinking and feeling. So this image represents that we're living under a broken model, really, of healthcare, which should really be termed disease care. And we've all been sold a bit of a lie, which is that there is no cure for chronic illnesses such as diabetes and cancer and dementia and obesity and autoimmunity, which is not true. So all of these conditions have a metabolic dysfunction at their core, which is something that mainstream medicine doesn't yet recognize, although it is well documented in the medical literature. So we've been told that there's no treatment for these things, yet science has shown us that we can absolutely reverse metabolic syndrome. And the plate that we've all been eating off of for the last 50 years is one that has was put in place by our government guidelines is broken. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, what that broken plate symbolizes. A lot of broken messages that we've all been receiving over the last many decades of media. And so this book sort of attempts to shatter that myth and really create some solid information that we can stand on when it comes to taking control of our health.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. And our time is going very, very quickly, but I wanted to see if I could ask one final question. Do you have a tip as you're reflecting back on our conversation and some of busting kind of the myths and things that we have believed about our health and really empowering people around it? Is there a tip that you can give people to help them lean into that better connection with their body, that transformation where everything ties together and is working powerfully for them? Is there a quick tip, a first step they can take today?
Yeah. I think that the first thing is to recognize that our belief systems are at the core of all of our behaviors and habits, whether they're good or bad. And when we start to dismantle or sort of pick apart why we do the things we do, why we eat the things we eat, why we have the cravings we do, why we do everything during the day that we do, for better or worse, or for health, supporting our health or undermining our health, it starts with that program or that it exists in our unconscious mind. And so I just want to leave people with the hope that they can rewire their unconscious patterning, and they can change their trajectory of their health. And it all starts with themselves, and really learning how to listen, again, to the language of their body. And so that's what I would want to leave people with, is that they can absolutely do this. It is possible. And it's up to us to empower ourselves to take responsibility for our own health, because nobody's going to do it for us.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that encouragement and that step that we can take and lean into that vibrancy, that we can discover and listen and understand what our body is sharing with us. And we can learn to listen and communicate with ourselves and have that health that we want. So thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. We are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, listeners, I want to encourage you to take these next 2 minutes to breathe in all that Mary has shared with us. See what's speaking to your heart, what's speaking to your spirit. If you're feeling a pull towards that date of May 11th, when her powerful book and all that wisdom and information from her years of expertise in this space, if that would be supportive of you, that's a great thing to make note of and write down. See what else is bubbling up as you feel in, and we'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message. It's time to serve, learn, change the world. Tune in each week for the power of young people to change the world. Hosted by NYLC's CEO, Amy Mewers. The program is a forum for both young people and the adults who love and support them. We make connections with others through stories of change, partnership, and new perspectives of issues facing the world today. Be sure to join us every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time and 3 p.m. Pacific Time, or anytime on demand on the Voice America Empowerment Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and gave yourself an opportunity to pause and breathe, be, and receive. Beautiful. Well, we are continuing our conversation as we're talking about transformation, having deep meaning and purpose in your life, overcoming challenges that you may have. How can we empower you on your journey? Very excited to introduce our next amazing guest, Dr. Sharon Arundel. She is a native of Jamaica, West Indies. After many years in the fashion industry, she decided to pursue a career in counseling. She is now the CEO of Inspired Wholeness Enterprises, an ordained pastor, Christian counselor, and inspirational speaker. She's a published author and has a master's in counseling and a doctorate in Christian biblical counseling. She is passionate about empowering you on your journey. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Dr. Sharon Arundel. Welcome.
Thank you. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. My hands were raised as we welcome you to our virtual stage. Excited to have you joining us. And I'd love to start our conversations with why. Why is this work that you do with Inspired Wholeness Enterprises, why is that personally so important to you?
Wholeness is, we say the word, but becoming whole is a journey all in itself, especially if we've had some moments where we became fragmented. And so when God gave me this, He gave me this years ago, wholeness, what is wholeness? I thought about even myself being fragmented and how many different stages it took for me to become whole. And so I look forward every time to helping others to step up to the plate and be whole, because it's very difficult to do anything productive when we're broken. And so that's my reason behind, and my passion. You said it, my passion. I'm very passionate about wholeness and being whole.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. And so I'm reflecting on our previous segment too, and the plate shattered in the fragments.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, how isn't that perfect? How that it ties in as well to as a visual of the different fragments, and kind of putting it back together in a new way, in a way that's whole and fully aligned with who you are. And I love that it's a journey. So I think sometimes we're thinking, ta-da, I've arrived, like I'm complete. Do you, I find that out there. I've had that moment where I thought, ta-da, I'm there. And then I look around, I'm like, oh, there's more to go. I don't know if is that something you've experienced or people you work with have. Love to know your thoughts on it.
Well, we go through certain things and certain stages and different things that knock us down. And, some days, even in the midst of the knockdown and the brokenness, we feel whole. We feel okay. Feel like, okay, I could do it. And then, we get to next week and we go, there's more. It's almost like an onion. You just keep peeling and peeling and peeling away to get to the core of who you are and what God created you to be. Because it doesn't matter how you came into existence. It doesn't matter if you came into existence from a rape situation, in a jail cell, wherever. The Bible still says, we're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that God is the one that knit us together in that particular womb. And so at the end of the day, there is a purpose for us, and we can't get to it if we stay broken. So, and no, we never arrive. But we do get to a place where we feel like our best self. And that's a place for me, personally, of wholeness, just being my best self, the best person that I could be.
Thank you. I appreciate you defining wholeness too, because we could all have slightly different definitions. So I love that, kind of the best you and the best you can be, and allowing that journey, those layers. I can picture the onion layers and they're thin, but there's lots of them that you get to.
And with each one, there's a teardrop. Remember, onions bring tears. So with each one of those layers, when you're peeling it, you feel like you're tearing up, and it's the same thing, in life.
Yeah, it's a tender journey. But an empowering one. Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
I love that. What do you find holds us back? So we start on that journey towards wholeness. Is there something that you see kind of consistently, or a theme that can hold us back?
I guess I would refer to a runner in a race. We tend to look back, often. And when you look back, it slows you down. You know, I love the movie Overcomer. I don't know if everybody has seen it, but it's this young girl challenged to run a race, and she's also a victim of asthma. So she's running this 400-meter race with a inhaler, you know. And it seems so ridiculous at first until at the end of the movie, her dad goes on a tape recording and he becomes her coach that day. Her dad, that she was estranged from her dad for all these years, thinking he was dead. And he becomes the coach from his bedroom in a hospital because he's run this course before. And he's able to tell her every single place that she's running. And the main thing that he keeps saying to her is, don't look back. Don't look back, because it slows you down. And I think that's what happens with us. We tend to look back. And when we look back at all our detours and mistakes and challenges, it slows us down. So if we could just look ahead and look forward and realize that all those challenges and all those struggles were part of the journey. And if we could just look straight ahead, we could go much faster into those places and those assignments that we have on this earth.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So look ahead, don't look back. Keep looking ahead. I love that.
Looking ahead.
And you shared behind the scenes about a presentation you have coming up, because you are a speaker as well, that has to do with pausing. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that and why that's important?
You know, these past 2.5 years have been quite a challenge for all of us. And these women have invited me to come. And this is actually, I think this is my first time traveling out of my zone to speak since COVID. And I believe, you know, all of these women are coming with different challenges of loss, especially, probably sickness and different things. And it's just a weekend to pause, to take a rest, to take a minute, you know, to take a minute to just do what you did in the beginning of this show. Just breathe in and exhale. You know, exhaling is where we want to be. We want to exhale now because we've been breathing in for so long, we kind of feel like we're losing breath. So we need to exhale. We need to just pause. We need to take a Selah. In the Bible, it's called a Selah moment. And that's actually the topic of my title of my little talk that I have to do this weekend. It's basking in Selah and just resting and resting and understanding that there is a place for rest and there is a place for pausing. Especially as women, we tend to, because we can multitask and make everything look amazingly well while we're doing it, we tend to tire out and peter out, and nobody really notices that except us and our bodies, you know. So this is a weekend for the ladies to just rest and relax. And from the pictures, it looks like an amazing place.
I'm sure it is and will be.
Yes.
And I love that we could even join you virtually. So, you know, for those of you around the world who are not attending her beautiful event, you could carve out a moment in time this weekend in honor of her presentation and this reminder to take a breath, to pause, to connect in and breathe and exhale, as you shared the importance of exhaling. So if Dr. Sharon comes to your heart and mind this weekend, there's a reason. And I encourage you to pause, breathe, lean in, and lift her up too, as she's lifting up so many, and give that time and space to you. Well, Dr. Sharon, I've enjoyed our time together and your sharing, and our time is coming to a close here. Is there any final thought or tip that you have on your heart to share with our listeners today?
If I could say anything, I would go back to that broken, because I see so many broken people in my profession, and it stirs my heart to see how broken people are, that they can't even move, even though they're alive. They're alive, but they can't even move. It's almost like they're paralyzed. And so if, for the audience listening, that woman out there who just feels like, I just can't move from this day, just can't move from this moment, just take a moment like we just did and just breathe in and remember to exhale and just keep moving, keep your body moving, keep your mind alert, even in the midst of brokenness, because some people on this particular day are going through a broken moment, just broken, just something is happening and it's bringing tears, and, rise from the ashes of that. I shared with someone earlier to rise from the ashes and live again, because I believe that's the only way to be productive. I believe everybody has been given an assignment, and we can only be productive in it if we're whole, if we rise and become whole and do what we have been called to do on this planet that we call Earth. And that would be my word.
Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. And as we go to our next commercial break, this is a perfect time to take that moment, 2 minutes, just for you, to be present, to breathe wherever you are in your journey. And if you're in a place where you feel stuck, knowing that breathing and breathing out, exhaling can help create movement wherever you are on the journey. Feel our energy, feel our support. We are lifting you up, and take these next 2 minutes for you. And when we'll come back, we'll continue our conversation and make sure you know how to connect with our amazing guests. Enjoy these 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Find out what makes the most successful people tick. Keep listening to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you practiced exhaling as you're breathing and pausing and being present and just receiving everything that can serve you today. In fact, I encourage you at the end of the show today, don't just rush back out into the doing place and all the things on your list. Take a couple minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, just for you to do that final breath and breathe in, focus, and then choose to move forward on purpose, mindfully, not letting the day run you, but you are in charge of that next step, how you choose to be, how you want to be. Be that as you step forward. Now, I've asked behind the scenes our amazing guests not only to share their contact information, but any final tip that's on their heart that they want to share with you that you can take with you as you go back out into the world. But I want to, before we do that, I want to just share a couple of things. I think sometimes we get used to, okay, yeah, we're supposed to share our contact information. We're supposed to do this. And most of the breaks, as we're coming back, it's giving you my email address. And we can start to become a little numb to all that information. But here's what I want to remind you is there's a reason we're sharing that. Because life isn't a solo journey. You don't have to do this on your own. We're giving you access to us. We're giving you tools and resources, contact information, because we believe in you and we want to support you on your journey. So if something we said today supports you or encourages you or touches you, it's great to lean into more and connect and go deeper. We also love to know if something touches your heart and spirit. That's an encouragement to us. We're here to support and uplift you. So as our guests share their contact information, if you feel that pull and you're like, wow, I would just love more of them, that's why we're giving you the contact information. So write it down, lean into that support and that connection. It's really being provided to you on purpose because life is not a solo journey. We're here together in community, in connection to help each other along the way. Pick up those fragments and be empowered with truth and information that can support us as we step forward in real and powerful and authentic ways into the world. So with that, I'm going to repeat my email that has been shared. It's Rebecca@yourpurposedrivenpractice.com if I can support you in any way. Please feel free to reach out. And the other thing on my heart is for those of you who are thinking, wow, I would love to share my insight. I'd love to be on Rebecca's show, or I'd love the opportunity to speak on more stages or be more visible. I'm feeling that prompting. I want to encourage you to check out the speakertalentsearch.com. You can find that at speakertalentsearch.com. It's part of our give back. That's how we select our guests and our speakers and people that we have participate in many of our events is through the Speaker Talent Search. And it's the way many other hosts select guests for their shows. There's no cost to participate. It's part of our give back. So if that can serve you, I encourage you to check it out. With that, I'm excited to go around our virtual room and have each of our guests share their contact information mindfully and purposely, as well as their powerful tips. So, Mary, what is your tip and what is the best way for us to connect in with you?
Yes. Okay, Rebecca, thank you. My tip that I would love to leave people with is that they can and should take an active role in their healthcare by making truly informed decisions about their treatment and anything that happens to their body. Because when you do this, when you take an active role and when your mind, body, heart, and spirit are in alignment with the choices that you're making, the impact that it will have on your body's capacity to heal itself will be so much greater than if you just go into a room with a person with a white coat on that's actually just telling you what they think you should do or to take this pill. or to do this treatment or this surgery or this, whatever it is. So as opposed to just being fed what it is that somebody else thinks is best for you, the most powerful way to heal is to actually be in alignment with the treatment that you're being given, and play an active role in choosing that, right? So you can learn to how to engage in that process so that you can make truly informed decisions that align and resonate with your body, so that it will give it the tools it needs to heal in the most impactful way. So I just want people to know that they can get involved and they can align and they can be part of their treatment.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that share. So important to know and to actively participate and choose and be empowered in that journey. I love that. And what is the best way for people to connect in with you?
Yeah, so you can find my work at marybeauchamp.com, MaryBeauchamp.com, that's French. And again, you can always find my book on May 11th, 2022. And again, it's Radical Health Makeover, the Science and Spirituality of Self-Healing, which will be available that day for download for just $1.99. So thank you so much, Rebecca.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mary. I hope everyone caught that. That's an extra credit bonus tip that you can access all this amazing information at a super special rate on May 11th. So hopefully everyone has that on their calendar. I appreciate it, Mary. Thank you. And Dr. Sharon, what is your tip for us today and your contact information?
My tip would be to go back to that race and realize that wholeness is the journey that we're on. We're on this journey, and we never arrive, but the way we run makes a difference, and not looking back keeps us focused, keeps us aligned with our future. When we don't look back at all the different hills and different things that we've had to endure, it helps us to look ahead instead of just keep looking back or looking to the side and wondering what people are thinking about us. It doesn't really matter what people are thinking about us, because we need to be in alignment with how we're thinking about ourselves and just run this race and run it to win. My goal is to get a gold. I don't want to settle for silver or bronze. I want a gold. So
I love it.
I run with that kind of vigor. And so I embrace others, especially my woman out there, to run and be that queen that you've been called to be. Sometimes our crowns get a little shattered, but it's okay. It's okay. We just pick them back up, put them back on, brush ourselves off, and keep going. And with that in mind, that's the journey we're on to being whole and well.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And in the final moment here, I would love for you to share your contact information so people can go deeper.
It's inspiredwholenesscounseling.com. So it's INSPIRED, wholeness, WHOLENESS, counseling, COUNSELING.com. And you will see everything that I do and some books that I've out there, some self-help books that you can enjoy and read. Thank you so much for having me today.
Our pleasure. Thank you for joining us. And listeners, I hope that you lean into this contact information you've been given and these important reminders. And I heard as Dr. Sharon was sharing, go for gold. So let's run the race. Let's go for gold with that kind of focus and vigor. And if we stumble and fall down, we can get up and keep running in that way and with that intention. So as you get back to going back out in the world, do so without looking to the side, but looking ahead and really moving forward, picking up those fragments, taking ownership of your journey in your health and in all that you are bringing forward, that you get to lead that. You get to go where you want to go with purpose and meaning. And it makes a difference when we each run the race we're called to run. When we stand in that place we're called to stand. So I encourage you to do that. Thank you all for joining us today. Have an amazing week. And remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, may you choose to bloom where you are planted and shine. Have a great week, everyone.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.